următorul invitat, am câteva cuvinte pe care aș vrea să vi le împărtășesc despre el. Și anume, a venit la conducerea companiei anul trecut, în luna octombrie, în plină perioadă de pandemie, misiunea lui fiind să conducă o nouă entitate formată după fuziunea dintre Danone România și Nutricia România. O divizie care gestionează produse alimentare pentru bebeluși și produse de nutriție specializată. Despre cum a mixat, și apropo nu folosesc întâmplător acest cuvânt, cele două culturi organizaționale, ne va vorbi chiar el. Acum voi schimba și eu limba in English, because the title of the presentation is I have a dream to have one team. With us is Robert Jasinski, country manager Danone Romania, Bulgaria and the Adriatic countries, and also an ex-DJ. Now this is very interesting. Welcome to Zilele Biz.
Merci. Yes, this time we will switch to English, so bear with me for the next 15 minutes. First of all, thank you for invitation. It's a pleasure, it's an honor for me to be here today with you and to share with you some insight and learnings from building one team at Danone in Romania. But let's start from the beginning and allow me to introduce myself. So my name is Robert Jasinski, I'm Polish, and I came to Romania in February 2020, 2 weeks before the first lockdown, which was quite a disruptive experience in my life on many levels, and I believe you all in the room can feel the same. I have to admit I have 3 big loves in my life: my family, outdoors, and music. And Romania gave it all to me. From going frequently to the mountains, to having some wild campings on the beach of Vadu, to experiencing Electric Castle Festival under tent. Da, România e foarte frumoasă. Professionally, Romania gave me something else, gave me unique experience, a challenge, and I'm driven by the challenges to transform Danone and to build one team. Now, when I came, I led Nutricia, specialized nutrition division of Danone, and guess which boat on the picture represent Nutricia? Of course, that's this tiny, small sailboat on the picture. And then, mid of last year, I was appointed to lead the transformation and to merge this small, tiny sailboat with this tank container, with Danone. When we look at the leadership challenge, overall in Romania we have over 400 people, 2 distinctive businesses, one operating in extremely complex, over 12 brands, operating in fresh daily yogurts, plant-based category, extremely agile, but focused on here and now. The second, long-term, strategic, focus on nutrition for baby and for adults, so whenever people are experiencing cancer or stroke, we are there to help with our nutrition. 2 different setups, priorities, cultures, behaviors, very limited middle ground to co-build something together. So that was the internal challenge. Externally, well, you know it all. First of all, the inflation. The highest inflation in 25 years in Romania and in Europe, which is, you know, all over the place, and we can feel it that every day. Second of all, war. War in the neighborhood country, which affected us as human beings, our families, relatives, our businesses, and our people. I remember in March, I gathered my leadership team and I shared with them, guys, I can't imagine more challenging business environment. And this leads me to point number 3, because the low instability. Because 3 months later, I gathered them again and I said, guys, I was wrong. It can be more challenging because of the number of bills that were set up, banning Nutri scheme, law 135 connected to the salaries in the food industry, one by one, challenge after challenge, disturbing business as usual and adding another layer complexity. So with all this complexity coming from both internal and external, I decided to lead the transformation and to build one team based on the simple 4 steps, based on the 4 basic questions, starting with who, with whom to work, and how to select the people to my team. Then why, giving people a meaningful vision. 3, what, setting the course with priorities, goals, and governance. And 4, setting a proper behavior and mindset in the team. Let's look at them one by one, and I will share all the learnings which I managed to collect in that period. So starting with who. That was extremely important for me to have the closest people, my board, leadership team, around me. And on the very first day, I shared with them my vision for that team. To build the team so strong, you don't know who the boss is. Yeah, team so strong, nobody knows who the boss is. And soon they realized I was for real, because I gave them a lot of empowerment to drive the business their way. I created a space where they could fail, where we could have courageous, challenging conversation, and I expressed that I am expecting that they will challenge me. Then, in terms of how I was selecting people, I was using this simple formula. So in order to get performance, you need to have capabilities, multiply by attitude square. And I'm betting on attitude. I'm betting on attitude each time, especially in the moments of the big change or forming the team, because we can all, as leaders, teach capabilities, but the attitude, the mindset, that's priceless. Now, the why. Before setting the vision, I needed to understand where we are today at the beginning. And in order to get there, I simply listen to the people. So I started with the survey when I asked everybody, 400 Danones, what do you think? What opportunities do we have in front of us? What challenges? What would you do if you would be in my shoes? Then I invested 4 weekends in order to read all the answers, but the ROI out of that was amazing because I was able to understand where we are in terms of strategy, in terms of resources, way of working, and people. The 4 dimensions that I'm using since a couple of years. But of course, listening, it's not one-off event. So then we will start additional Q&A on our monthly town hall, but I realize when having 200 plus people in the room, people are scared. The safe place was not ready yet. So I deep dive and I organize series of informal breakfasts with smaller teams in order to create a safe space and to have a dialogue, to understand people's pain points and how can we unlock them. The routine is still on, that my next breakfast is tomorrow, and I can tell you it's game changer. And then I was ready with setting and co-building the vision with my team, the vision which would energize and excite people and would pull people towards the company. Just like indicating by Steve Jobs, I needed to squeeze Steve somewhere here. I have a soft spot for the guy since I was developing my own startup some years ago back in Poland. My 3 learnings out of this step: think big and make it impactful and meaningful for the people, excite them. That's why I started with the listening first in order to understand what excites people at Danone. And I will share that with you in a minute. And 3, do it together. That's why the first step was who, because I needed to have my closest associate in order to co-build it together, in order not to have top-down decision related to the direction. Now, this leads us to step number 3, which is what? So setting the course with goals, priorities, and governance. And after the assessment, I knew what excites people at Danone. And they are driven by 2 things. Number 1, they care. They care about sustainability of the planet. They care about the quality of the products and the brands that we are developing. And number 2, they are fighters. They are driven by extremely ambitious goals, which they then can accomplish as a team. That's why we set the most ambitious goal that we could think about. Let's be the fastest growing Danone country in Danone network in Europe. Then in terms of priorities, I wanted to simplify, and here you can see the actual meme created by my head of finance during the period of setting up the strategy when we were deciding how many priorities, how many must-win battles should we choose. Then I was frequently repeating my mantra, less is more. How many KPIs should we track in order to get there? Less is more. At some point we created KISS project, keep it short and simple, and we identified 115 initiatives, all projects that we stopped, because at the end, less is more. The last element, the last element is how. As important as the strategy itself. After all, culture eats strategy for breakfast. Here we focus on collaboration, teamwork, and breaking the silos between the teams, between the two former divisions. We foster cross-functional collaboration. We even establish annual recognition scheme promoting performance and teamwork. We installed that. Number one, simply there to be the fastest, the best in Europe. And number two, it will take one team to get there. And everybody, every person in the company plays a role. Regardless of the place in the structure, regardless of the department, we either win together or we will lose together. And the fact that we are now having World Cup in Qatar indeed creates great opportunity to animate it. And indeed, Golden 11, top 11 Danoners recognized for their performance in teamwork in 2 weeks are going for one of the quarterfinals in Qatar. And this is it. 4 steps. 4 steps, 4 basic questions, properly structured, which guided me and my team. They're still guiding me and my team. And you can have natural question, did it work? Does it make sense? I don't know yet. And that's the very open answer, as I'm an extremely transparent person. It's too early. Transforming those 2 businesses together, creating one team takes time. It's a journey. But however, the first results are promising. The team of Romania scored number 1 in terms of engagement among all the countries in CE cluster. At this stage of the year, it's clear that we will reach our ambition and we will be the fastest growing country in Danone in Europe. And yes, we will defend our leadership position in the market. So maybe at the end, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication, and the power of the 4 steps simply makes sense. There is one more thing, the last element, the 5th element, just like in the movie with Bruce Willis, that I would like to share with you. And this one, you cannot delegate this one, because this is on leaders, on you guys. Have fun. Simply, have fun. Have fun, ladies and gentlemen, because people, when you lead, people are looking at you. When you don't have fun, they won't have neither. And driving the business in this context require, like gentlemen before me said, extreme amount of resilience from you, from them. So simply have fun and enjoy this ride together with your team. Doamnelor și domnilor, a fost foarte important pentru mine să fiu aici. Mulțumesc frumos tuturor.
Congratulations to Robert. Let's see, Robert, if we have any questions from the audience. So we have one question here, just a second.
Thank you. My name is Lucian. I'm a humble student. My question for you is regarding the given who make everyone in the team a boss mentality. Given that having a team of leaders creates a competitive work environment, how are the decision-making processes usually ending up? They end up on who's given on who's giving a better performance in the debate, or it's actually who has the objectively best solution ends up being the winner?
That's a very good question and interesting one, because indeed it's not anarchy at the end. And then we actually developed two systems all the way. Depends how big the team, because we have either the team of leaders, the management board, and then now we created the community of leaders, extended LT. We call it LT plus, the team of 30. And the rule in order to make decision depends on the size of the team. So in the smaller team, we are voting. And from 1 to 5, 5, that's a brilliant idea because it's mine. 4, it's great, and I can proceed with that. 3, okay, I can live with that, I accept. 2, it's not acceptable. Or 1, I don't even want to look at that. If you are having the answer of 2, then it's up to you, my friend, to propose alternatives so everybody else would accept. So this is just an example that at the end we can get to the very good decision in a very short period of time.
That's a very interesting democratical process. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your answer. Unfortunately, we don't have no more time. Thank you so much because we have to stick to the schedule. Thanks a lot. Once again, please give it up for Robert Jasinski. Congratulations for all the results achieved with your team. And we have also this value, having fun. It's so important during our journey in the business world.